Hello. I know I'm a few minutes late today. I was updating OBS and then been watching a live stream and it's really exciting, so I got distracted with that for a few minutes there. I'm gonna have this live stream up on my other monitor. That's how exciting it is to me. So if my quality of my stream is not the best, you guys will know why. Just getting it situated still. It's how to do this and have there, let's try that. Okay. Let's try to get some farming in. I'm really distracted. You guys know why. So it is March. We are getting a lot of snow in game. The chickens don't have feet. They're just kind of sledding. Oh, it's kind of funny. I don't even know where the bowl of food is for the dog. It says to fill it, but nothing happens. I don't know. The snow is that glitchy. But here is my first vineyard. And this cost me $129,000 to plant. It was expensive. I'll show you from the sky. So I have some landscaping to do where I couldn't plant. I'm gonna wait for the snow to disappear. There's nothing I have to do till next month when the grass grows bigger. And then we mulch and cultivate between the rows. Right into the trees. Let's get out of that. So that's why I need the really thin equipment. Very narrow equipment to go between these. Because these are collision. It gets kind of tight going in between these rows and working with it. So I don't think I'll have enough money to plant this other field over here. Like I'm thinking right away. I might do a few rows at a time. Let me get over here. It's hard to see in the snow is actually where the field is. I don't want to... Okay. I don't want to plant it, but I'll show you how you would do it. Basically come here and I would find what corner of the field to what corner, and this costs about $12,285 for a row there. If I go on the narrow end of the field here, it would cost about $9,500. So you times that by like 20 rows and it's be like another 130 grand to plant this field. I have 90 grand right now, so I can plant a few rows if I wanted to. And then slowly each year add more. We'll see. I don't want to do olive because there's a whole different technology of equipment you need there to harvest all that, and it's not really worth it unless you do the oil production. But yeah. Looking at 12 grand a row up here. And 10 grand down here. Pretty expensive. And I don't know how long it would take me to get that return back in that investment. But there's a lot to do on this farm. It's March, so I'm supposed to be able to plant my field. Let's take a look here. I could wait to April to do some of these. So let's look at the map here. It looks like field 4, 5, and 7 I have to plant. Debating right now if field 5 would be vineyard or if I just plant something else on there till next year. That might be the best way to do it. Or I can do half and half, which would be kind of weird. I have to debate that. I think they can only be planted in March. Oh no, grapes can be planted till May. So maybe once the snow clears, maybe next month I'll look at field 5 there. So field 4 and field 7 I can look at and see what I want planted. I have barley and wheat for chicken feed right now. Planted that last fall. It's supposed to have a higher harvest. You can do just the grapes, or you can turn it into raisins and grape juice, but grape juice isn't that bad. Raisins you can do about $2,800 for 1,000 liters, but you have to buy. I don't know where it is on this map. The grape processing unit. So I have to buy this to turn the grapes into raisins. I won't buy it right now, but let's see how much it costs. So that's $80,000. The grape juice isn't worth it. If you're gonna do, if you don't do something with the grapes, it's not worth doing the grape juice. You're better off just doing the raisins. And then the raisins I can turn into cereal once I get my honey and my oats and my corn going. And that sells for $4,700. So it's worth it in a way. I don't know how many years I have to do it to actually pay off everything. That's why I was kind of doing at least 2 fields. I was doing at least 2 fields to at least make it worth having the equipment. I might eventually do more fields, but I was like, I kind of need to do more to make it worth buying all this. But yeah, we'll see next month how many contracts and stuff I get done. I've been doing quite a few of them. A lot of the sugar beet, oats, and cotton I've been seeding on this map already for other farmers. So, well, when can I seed corn? I can do that. So I should do a field of oat and a field of corn. Do oat on field 4 would be my best bet. That gives me a lot of straw as well. All these crops. And then I can start adding straw to my cow feed. It's kind of slick to drive on the snow. Slide around. It's not quite easily to see things, so you might see me doing some oofs. Oh, it's already on oat. I didn't even plan that out. Just how it is. Probably around that, yeah. There's a lot to calculate. And then of course the price of it goes up and down, and we'll have to see. Oop, just like that. Snow makes it a little funny. I could wait till next month, but next month there'll be even more to do if I don't do a little bit today. I swear I'm trying to move. might have to skip to next month, or at least farther in the day. See if the snow disappears. Let's do that. When I was using the planter, I had no problem, but the seeder I'm having a problem with. It doesn't even want to move. Realistic, you wouldn't be planting in the snow. I should have planted this little bit of it, but now I'm no weeds on it a day earlier than everything else. I think the snow would have disappeared by now. Let's look at the forecast. I didn't buy one of those weather stations, so it should be more accurate now. Well, it says it's supposed to be a lot warmer. I mean, technically at this temperature. Yeah, there's the snow disappeared. I'm like, at that temperature, the snow should be gone. 8 degrees Celsius. It would be gone by then. There we go. I just had to wait a moment. I do have a GPS for this, you know. I should use that once in a while. I don't see that. Oh, that's not the right cedar at all. My old cedar. My weather stations are fun. For me, it's not worth the investment in real life unless you do a lot of outdoor stuff to make it worth it. I remember I need to do a hedgerow on this end, otherwise the trees get in the way. Trees make it really hard. I'm not really materialistic in that sense, where I just don't go buy things if I don't really think I need it. Juan always has this theory, I guess you would call it, of seeing how much something costs, and then we calculate how many hours we would have to work for it. Is it really worth that many hours of working? So many hours of your time. And then that's how you justify if you really need it or not. Computer's doing a little funky wiggle there. I have no choice but to use the neighbor's yard here. Turn around. So now that I can see that field better, I can kind of guess if I want to do a vineyard or not. It might be worth doing a few rows every year while I have the money, because you only plant it for a few months, and it's a one-time planting it. You don't get the money back if you destroy it or take it down, like if I change my mind. But every year all I have to do is, after harvesting it, go through with a pruner, and that will get it ready for the year after. So it might be worth taking out a loan, doing part of it like that. I have like 2 or 3 months in game to get it all planted, so I could get started on that. I think the grass grows every month though, so I would have to think of that. Would mess up the stages of it all. I do want to do a couple more beehives as well. I was debating on buying another grass field over here, but I decided that can wait a bit because it's pretty good in silage and hay for right now. Rather get the vineyard up and going. I should look and see how my cows are doing. I think some of them matured enough. And now that they're 18 months old, they can reproduce. I think that takes another 12 months. So this time next year, I'll have some cows. If I remember correctly. I on purpose bought ones that wouldn't reproduce right away to give myself time to get into the feed and everything that's needed for them. I think that cow barn can hold. Come on. Kind of stalled out here. Let's do the wrong buttons here. This one holds 150 cows. And plus we have the other cow pasture. I don't know how many the cow pasture holds. But having 150 cows means I would have to have a lot of feed. I'm hoping with the cows to go into turning the milk into butter, and then or cheese, and then using it in other recipes. And I don't have enough sheep yet to do the spinnery, but once I get enough of that wool coming in, I'll definitely go into that. I was kind of debating if buying the carpentry building to make furniture out of the planks is worth it. I'm not quite sure. I think it cost 80 grand to buy that. Might just be cheaper for now to do the planks and selling the planks. Guys, plant corn and oat. That's gonna help me get on track for the cereal production. Only two things I know I'm not really going to get into too much in this game are horses and maybe pigs. I might get a few of them, but I'm not really looking forward to it. And then all the different type of oils, an oil factory. Hi Michael. So it's about the same temperature you had yesterday then? If I recall correctly. The thermometer says it's 9 degrees Celsius right here, right now. It's almost considered spring temperature here. Now the cows can use more food again. So in 3 more months he'll get another 10 sheep. And the chickens are gonna max themselves out pretty quickly. That's okay though. So we have oat on that field. If I do a vineyard, then I only have 1 field left over here to plant. I think I might want to leave it till next month and do some corn. Might be the best way to go about that. And my thermometer kind of lies because it's in the sun most of the day, so I have to kind of just take it as a grain of salt some days. Subtract a few degrees from it being in the sun. The official one for the city is actually at the airport, and that's in the shade most of the day. So on the other hand, you can't really trust that one all the time either. This is in the shade of the mountain, it doesn't get sun most of the day. So, kind of happy meeting between the two of them. Yeah, that's kind of my happy spot too. I think 73 to 75 is kind of the spring temperature that I really like. I should not have put that here. It makes it hard to park this. Might have to move the fuel station over a little bit. Not too bad for the first try parking it though. I like less natural, honestly, when you get older. Everybody that I know, like my parents, everybody, you can't handle the cold anymore. I think that's just a natural part of getting older. That's why people become snowbirds when they retire. food out. I'll learn to take the whole wagon again. Nope, almost. Let's see what this one website says for now. What our spring temp is. Oh, now I messed up my second monitor here. There we go. You have to take this one with a grain of salt too. It's not as accurate either. Let's change it to Fahrenheit for you. So about, I don't know, 45 degrees is average for spring here right now. So you can see we're not getting as warm. I think snow's in the forecast again. So it says it's 45 here right now too on this website, but this one's not accurate either. If you go to Environment Canada, that's usually the most accurate one, but like I say, that's at the airport, so that one says it's 44, so not too bad. But yeah, there's a chance of some snow and rain in the forecast for Tuesday. And this lies if it has a thunderstorm. That's just not happening here. Risk of a thunderstorm is a joke here. It says foggy. I do agree with that. It was foggy last 2 mornings here. But yeah, thunderstorm, that's a joke. Yeah, I won't make any of this right now. I have other things to do on stream. I know not many people would believe me, but AC is more like needed for my health than a want. I can go without it, but I get really sick with some of my health conditions if I don't keep my body temp cooler. Like even right now sitting here, I have a little mini fan cooling me down. What am I going to do next in game? Oh, what do you guys call those? Oh, hang on. Remember something. I don't remember the word, Michael, but my sister in Texas is always talking about how you guys have a special, not quite an attic, but like a living room with ceiling fans. You guys have ceiling fans everywhere. My sister literally has one on her outside deck. Like, I didn't know you guys have so many ceiling fans and AC going there. It's crazy. My sister had a special word for our house in her room. Or room in her house, I should say. That she says is known to be in Texas. I just can't remember what she called it. It was unusual for me to hear about it, and for her when she moved there. Texas is known for humidity. Like, I think it's a little bit drier north where Michael lives, but My sister just has days where she's just sweating. Like, you can get easily dehydrated. Let me close this gate. Why is it closed? That's better. Let's check. A lot of fertilizing contracts. My mod says I don't make too much money from doing them, but I think I'll make decent money. Now that the snow's gone, I can do some of those. Like, I need money if I want to plant the other vineyard. I think I would say my sister lives about 3 hours away from the coast, and it gets quite humid where she lives. Might be like 2.5, maybe 3. I don't know. Around there. But the same thing in Belize, though. Like, you can be hours inland and it can be extremely humid in Belize. Like, extremely humid. My first time to Belize was absolutely the wrong time of year to go. Oh, where can I go? Field 8 is right next to me. Like, literally right there. We can do that one first. I think they planted cotton on here again. I don't even know what humidity it would be here right now. Uh-oh. I messed it up. I was close to getting over to where I wanted. I could see that being the thing. Michigan was the same with the lakes. Michigan was very humid. Actually, last time I went back there during the summer, I was like, oh my goodness. I haven't lived there for a few years. I totally have forgotten how humid the summers can get there. Why they have so many thunderstorms and everything. Definitely was an eye-opener for me, being like, yeah, I remember growing up here now. Be a hard one to do. Let's reset my GPS over here. Oh yeah, that was definitely Belize. Like, to a degree, like, I didn't even know it was possible until you go to a place that is known to be that humid. Like, we can joke about it, but until you get to a hot climate like that, oh, it can be brutal. Oh, I forgot to turn it on. I'm not doing this fast enough. I'm not going to be able to do this properly. We'll see. using the keyboard to do part of this. There we go. Last one I decided to go to Texas. If we go, will be in like November, where it's not humid as much. During tornado and hurricane season and humidity season, I was like, I'm just going to go. During the time of year nobody expects me to go. Only 6% done. See, I've looked up your weather before, and then you call me crazy when I remembered where you live, because you keep telling me. My memory is like a sponge. I remember everything. Oh yes, this field is kind of awkward to fertilize. Let's see how I go about it. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, Juan would say that's like one of the most amazing things in a way of marrying me. I remember everything. He doesn't have to. Sometimes it's not in his benefit, but you know. Still not done with that? Darn. Okay, where do I need to fertilize it? Just that very edge over there, apparently. Texas is definitely known for their barbecues. I think my sister has barbecued food a couple times a week living down there. Not that I'm complaining, I'm saying it's actually a pretty good thing. Oh, just that little bit I needed to finish that contract. Nothing planted on this field and I want it fertilized. Alrighty then. I'm just going to do some of these because I need the money. And it's something easy I can do while chatting with you guys. like I'm not sure where the driveway is for it, so to speak. I'm trying to think of what my area is known for besides all the vineyards and orchards. Like, I always saw this meme of like, say where you are by listing a food without saying the name of the place you live. Like, where's Portia once? Small little field down there. Notice my browser's messed up. I can't see my live stream anymore. There we go. I think I'll have to go back and rewatch my live stream that I'm kind of watching. Like, my first answer for here is peaches, because we have the big peach downtown, but we don't really, I don't think we're known, like the whole valley's known for the orchards and vineyards. I'm sure there's a particular type of wine or something that you could say that would give it away. There's some world famous ones here by me. Food wise, yeah, I'm having a problem thinking of just a particular food. We have a mix of everything here. If I center this, it might be proper width to do one pass. No. Am I on the wrong field? Oh, 46 is the next one over. Okay, wrong field. Yep, definitely east side, Natch area. Apples like up here. I have access to this land. Okay, I've seen this before. Where's the wrong field and the number? Maybe it's field 47? But 46 isn't planted either. Let's go try it on 47 and see if it fertilizes it for a contract. 46 is the one I'm on, and that's not working. Yeah, it used to be nothing but apple orchards and... Nope, not here either. Okay, I'm not going to be able to take this contract. Oh, I never accepted the contract. That's the problem. There we go. Yeah, we used to grow like so much of it here. You can see it in the older photos and footage of the area before it all got turned into housing or got ripped up for vineyards. That's why we have a giant peach here, and Kelowna has a giant apple. I think Oliver, I don't know, they claim they're the wine capital of Canada, but I think a few other cities and towns in the valley say the same thing. There. 2 more fertilizing contracts, 51 and 52. See, I'm only 77% on the fertilizer tank, and I've done all these contracts, so I think I actually make more money than what that mod says I make. Yeah, GPS is not set up properly. The problem I noticed when I was seeding a lot of these fields was that these rocks were ruining my machine, even though I turned stones off in here. Saving. Always the wrong one. So I turned the stones off here, but when I cultivated the field, I forgot to turn it off. But there's no stone picking on other properties, but then you have all these contracts to go through and seed them, and then the stones run your equipment faster. So I should have to keep the stones turned off when I cultivate all these properties. Hi Heidi, how are you? So yeah, I've learned my lesson on having stones turned on. Is your cell phone plan still working out for you, Heidi? Is it working out pretty good? Do you find it working better than the last one? I'm feeling almost all the way better. I still have a slight sore throat. I think it's a mix of allergies and sinus. Glad you're feeling a lot better though, Heidi. Awesome, glad your cell phone plan's working out for you. I have a really decent data plan, which was awesome when I was on the road with Juan, but now I don't use it because I'm home. But I'm afraid to change my plan because I know I won't get this good of a deal again. So I kind of pay for the data that I'm not using, but maybe someday I will. It was definitely one of those offers. If you take it, you get it at a special price. Finished the contract. Awesome. I think we only have one more fertilizing contract after this one. I'll say you've been binge watching the videos. That's pretty awesome to hear. You don't have to, but it's pretty awesome when you do like to do that. When people really like to watch them and travel. I don't know when I have to ride with them. I mean, whenever the borders open up. Right now, I would have to get a negative test every time I come back, and so that's not worth it. So whenever the borders say I don't need a negative test to come back, then I can go with them again. He's just doing way too many US runs for me to even think about going with them. Well, how do I say it? The borders have been flip-flopping back and forth, and that was part of the problem with why all the truckers, well, I shouldn't say truckers, but more than truckers. That's why everybody protested. That's part of the reason, with the mandates on the border. That's what it started off as, at least. They changed it so we don't have to have a PCR test, which is the most expensive version of the test. That was a couple $100. Now we just have to have the basic rapid test that you guys have. And that has to be negative and taken within 24 hours of coming back. So it's cheaper now, but you still have to go and get one. For essential people like Juan, he doesn't need to do that. He just needs to be vaccinated and have proof of it. For a little bit they had it so you didn't have to have a test if you were gone for less than 3 days. But they got rid of that pretty quick. Hoping they bring it back. That's the way fuel prices are going. I'm not going to be doing much driving on my own to travel and see everything this year, the way the fuel prices are going here. Yeah, we have to get one, and it can't be us just going and buying them off the store. It still has to be taken at like a state issued clinic, so to speak. It has to be officially done still by health authority to count. It can't be just one we go and buy. So that still costs money. A lot less money, but it still costs money. And that would just be a lot of time wasted every time I went to the US to stop and get a test. A lot of money to do that. Where do I have to finish fertilizing this? Not when I'm in Canada, no. Or not in the US, I mean. To get rapid tests up here in Canada are free. To get them when I'm in the US to come back to Canada, you have to have a negative test, and that's not free. That's whatever the heck the US medical system wants to charge. And for Canadians, that's definitely not free. in my own opinion, a cash grab. Well, the people that are considered essential, like Juan, don't have to take the, the negative test. So if you're traveling on your own dime right now to go on vacation or whatever, it's pretty much, I don't know, part of your vacation cost. Like, you go down there knowing that's part of the requirement to come back up here. So I kind of see both sides of it. Like, I wish it wasn't there, but at the same time, I don't think it should be free. It should either be there or not be there. Somebody has to pay for the time it takes to do the test and to get the results, right? So, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it costs money for Canadians to get it, but for not American citizens, right? I think the same would happen if you guys came up here to Canada, that it wouldn't be free for you guys as Americans to get our rapid test. Yeah, I would have to look into it, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be free for Canadians. But it's, like I say, it can't be at like a CVS, a Walgreens. I think it still has to be done at a clinic, like a health clinic or something. I would have to reread the rules. Yeah, I know a family who got the same, the 4 free ones in the mail like that. It's pretty awesome. You have a building right down the road. Basically, you pull up and can go knock on the door and get free ones if you want. But they're hard to get here sometimes. Oh, so they have clinics inside? Yes, let's fill the fertilizer before I put this away. Yeah, you have to test on day 5, I think they say, for it to be accurate. Too soon or too later, you can't really get an accurate result. Oh, I didn't repair that. That's okay. I'll have to repair it every single time. So let's see. So, proof of a professionally administered or observed negative antigen test taken outside of Canada no more than 1 day before your scheduled flight or entry to Canada by water or land. Proof of a valid negative molecular test taken within 72 hours. So, PCR test every 72 hours. So here, like, what do they consider a professionally administered or observed negative test? Like, it must be authorized for sale or yeah, in Canada. It must be administered or reserved by a pharmacy, laboratory, healthcare, entry, or service. Okay. So I think I could go where you guys are if they're free, but I don't know if they would be free for Canadians. So maybe that's something you guys could ask sometime if you go to a pharmacy down there. Be like, hey, if a Canadian came in here, would it be free for a Canadian? That's funny, America. That's something that us Canadians would be saying. We love our queen up here. Yeah, if you do, it would be appreciated, but if you don't, I understand. I know Juan can't stop anywhere, really, and ask any pharmacy. But I would still have to plan it out within 24 hours and to get that. So it would still be a hassle for us to find parking by a health clinic to get the test every time. But see, American, that's the difference, though. Like, if you have to prove, like, do you guys have to prove you're American at all? That you're a citizen? So I know up here, like, you can't do anything without pulling out your driver's license and being like, here, this is who I am. Here's my health card. Might be different down there, but up here I don't think it would be free for you guys. Another fertilizing contract. I should put it all away though. I don't feel like these. These are potatoes, and I can't do spraying contract. I think I'm gonna sleep through the night here, maybe. So you have to show your ID there. So, and then Marcus says you don't. So maybe it depends on where you live, how particular a spot is. Yeah, so maybe a little bit harder for me. Like, I'm still American, but I can't switch back and forth as easily as you guys think between American and non-American. I have to be either American or I have to be Canadian. I can't be both whenever it pleases me. I have to enter the country as one and leave the country as one. If I use my American passport to go down there, then it would be a different story. I don't have that option when I'm truck driving. For Zucco, they can only put a Canadian passport on the e-manifest to cross the border. They can't do an American passport. So if I'm with Juan as a passenger, I can't enter the U.S. as an American with the way the system works with the e-manifest, if that makes sense. For a regular pickup or on a vacation flying to the U.S., I can choose if I want to be American or Canadian. Just attractive for sale. I didn't look at that yesterday, so I might have missed something that was for sale. Okay, I wanted to go look at my vineyard I planted because I think it needs some work. I think the grass grew. So now, oh yeah, look, Now I have little leaves on my vineyard here. You guys see them? I know they kind of blend in. So that means there's some work to be done. I can't use either or. The US does not recognize dual citizenship. I enter the country as one, and I stick with it. If I were to go to the US as a Canadian, say something happened, I can't just claim I'm American suddenly. If I go to another country and a war breaks out, I can't be like, I'm a Canadian passport, be like, oh, look, American embassy, I need help. They don't work that way. You need to be one or the other. You have to choose if you go to Belize as American or Canadian, and which government would help you if something happened down there. If that makes sense. I can't just change my mind whenever I want. Get rid of these trees here, but I don't know if I can get rid of these. There. I want to put bushes here, but I can't really see this, so I might extend that. These were here when I planted the vineyard. I'll just landscape it all differently. And here I want to plant or paint some grass in where I couldn't have it before because the vineyard had a collision because of telephone poles and stuff, the way the road was. I couldn't get it farther than what I did. Yep, certain countries, yep, you can't have dual citizenship. Certain countries let you have as many as you want. I would give up my American to become just Canadian. I have no problem with that. Actually, it would be in my benefit to do that. Because then I don't have to file taxes every year, and if we have over 10 grand in a bank account, I'd fill out a form every year. Even if I'm living abroad, I still have to do that. So, I would love to give up my US citizenship just so I could avoid all that, but it's illegal to do so. And now it's super expensive to give it up. But I think in Canada it's about, I wouldn't say even, but it's almost even between the different countries as to which one I would want. I feel safe going to anywhere else in the world as a Canadian or American. Sometimes Canadian's better. Yep. It's a law the US has for any expat. Any American citizen living outside the US legally needs to do all this stuff. I know many that live over here that don't, and they should. So I'm gonna try this. It's not gonna be perfect. I'm gonna run the mulcher up front over the grass and the cultivator in the back, and knock down the grass here. But you have to get as close. Well, I didn't turn them on. You have to get as close to the vines as you can. Yeah, see, that's what some people have told me as well, Heidi. So. But honestly, it's a lot more work than I would want it to be to give it up, so I just deal with it. Maybe I'm too close to it. It's kind of hard to get the right distance away. Maybe I need to up the horsepower. It might be a little bit easier here. So, macaroni. Yeah, nothing else. Not yellow tomatoes. I would almost think of herbs, maybe. You can't get anything else, like, you can't get cheese and tomatoes and make it like a mac and cheese. I would go with maybe, I don't know, like parsley or something, and maybe some chicken or something. Like, I usually add another object to it. Sometimes meat is the easy answer. Oh, so more like a pasta salad almost in a way then too. So I wonder if one pass works through here or if I have to do 2 passes. This is kind of slow going. Maybe it's quicker to do the mulcher than the cultivator. Maybe I should try that. This is my first time really actually testing this. I did it in test map when the game first came out, but didn't actually do too much with it. Oh yeah, onion would be good. Yeah, I was thinking eggs too. You could turn into like an egg salad or macaroni, or do celery and onion and turn it into a different pasta like that. Yeah, that's just too painful with one than the other. Let's see if I do mulcher and then the cultivator, what happens. You can see where the grass has been knocked down and cultivated. And that shows up here. I will always say yes to dill pickle, even though it doesn't always need to happen. Yeah, so it's almost like I needed 2 passes on each row to get all of it. I'll have to do 3 on this one to get the little bit I missed. Heidi definitely doesn't like some of those combinations. I don't know how close I need to get to the vines, I should say. I have to get every single blade of grass, or is it okay with 90% of it gone? How time consuming are these going to be? I already think I can do a bigger cultivator in here. See if I can do one pass instead of two. I don't know if the mulcher I can get one size up or not. I like both Miracle Whip and regular mayonnaise. I'm strange like that. I don't really go for one or the other. It's whatever's on sale. Oh, reading chat. Tree branch are really in my way. I think I have Elements mayonnaise in the fridge right now. I rarely use it. I used to use it quite a bit more with tuna, but I started buying higher end tuna, and now I can eat it without that. I've never tried higher end tuna, canned tuna. And I watched a cooking show and they tried it, and now I try it, and it's a really nice treat to buy it. Yes, good tuna. Mine's from Italy. Apparently, Spain and Italy make really good canned fish. Different types of canned fish. Apparently, it's almost better to buy them canned than fresh sometimes. The things I learned. Juan doesn't like tuna, of course, so I only eat it when he's not here. He doesn't like the smell of it. So I'd be polite, respectful, and I don't eat it, so he doesn't have to smell it. Tuna and peas with it. Yeah, that would work. I'm trying to get as close as I can, but and the collision on this is pretty tough sometimes. Hard to line up here. Maybe I should skip every other row. Just do a pattern like that might be quicker. I'm trying to turn around. I figure out with GPS it would help too. Might be a little bit more tricky. They really make you work for the grapes here. Both make me hungry for different reasons. Some of this and some of that. So I can't do raisins. I can't do walnuts. The rest of that sounds pretty good. I really have a weakness for the dill pickle though. I actually bought more dill to try out on the shopping trip. I buy it when I run low. To try out my own dill, and I have plenty of it. I like Brussels sprouts, but I'm not a huge fan of them. I don't go out of my way to buy them, but if they're in a meal, if I go somewhere, I'll eat them. They're on the menu, I'll eat them. Once in a while we'll buy them, but not very often. Like maybe once a year. I was gonna try this every other clothing. For me, the raisins and walnuts, I am kind of allergic to. Not officially allergic, but they do make my throat be a little fuzzy. So I avoid things that make my throat feel kind of fuzzy. Close enough to get all the rest here. Juan does peanut butter, dill, cinnamon sugar, and honey. I know it's a lot of sugar, but that's Juan for you. But yes, dill and peanut butter on a sandwich is delicious. I grew up with the peanut butter and banana. That's what I grew up with. It actually tastes pretty good, actually. Like, actually dill pickles on a sandwich, or just dill by itself, but it's really tasty. I'm really excited for the movie to come out. It actually comes out here when Elvis Festival is here. We have an Elvis Festival at the same time in Penticton. And one of our family friends is actually an Elvis performer. He actually won here and went to Memphis and competed in the main competition down there. We get a lot of Elvis. I'm a huge Elvis fan, so I love going. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I'm definitely gonna have a lot of Elvis going on when that movie comes out and going to the festival here. The festival's been canceled the last 2 years because of COVID, so I'm excited to go. We always get to see our family friend when he comes to town and hang out with them as well. He's actually a guest performer this year. He also does Johnny Cash. And he actually does voices for comic books. And he does quite a few other things. He actually is really good at impersonating things and getting paid for doing voices for different things. So yeah, almost every year, for a weekend, this town turns into an Elvis festival. There's lots of Elvis performers here and Elvis fans. I've gone to it every year. This last 2 years it's been cancelled. And Sunday they actually do, the gospel songs, and that's always one of my favorite things. Saturday nights are like an actual concert inside. They have like really high-end people, some people that actually played with Elvis. They actually come as guest performers and sing and play in a band, and amazing vocal backup. Yeah, I haven't been to Graceland either. I want to. My niece, she's 4 now, but she went last Halloween as Elvis. That is how much my niece loves Elvis at her age. It definitely runs in the family. My sister and I love Elvis, and she didn't even try to force it onto my niece, like, hey, you have to like Elvis. She just played it one day, and my niece fell in love with Elvis. And they tried to get her to go as different things for Halloween, but she refused. She had to be Elvis. If you guys are interested in perhaps seeing or checking out or hearing Family Friend as Elvis, I can look him up on YouTube for you guys. I don't know exactly what songs are the best or not, but let's see what I can find for him. Trying to think. There's some of these are way too long. I know he has an actual YouTube. Should be a little bit easier for me to find it. Let's see if this works. Well, the video's not going to be the best, but just one. I can't find his original one. I'm actually friends with him on Facebook. If you want to see what he originally looks like, without his rig and stuff, his Facebook is mainly public, but he's maxed out on friends. So, but you can see a lot of his stuff without. But yeah, you can see I have a lot. He does a lot of sourdough. He loves baking. He was a baker for a little bit. But this is him as Elvis. So here he is without his wig and everything. It's corny. He's a DJ. Yeah, he does a lot of cool stuff for his jobs. Once in a while here he does Corny's videos. Yeah, he'll be reading books and singing. I don't know what some of the stuff is. But yeah, he'll be doing like live streams here, singing for everybody.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
So this is
Here
his
we
actual
are
voice.
in my house, ready to do a concert.
He has a 50s,
I've seen a lot of my friends do
50s
this,
diner
and it's been so much fun to watch. We can't do concerts out there.
So
I'm hurt way down deep inside of me. It's for Blake and for Carrie. Thanks for suggesting this song. You say love is true, and we never part. Now you found someone new, and it breaks my heart.
oh, he's still playing down here. Yeah, he got a tattoo recently. But yeah, his suits are extremely expensive. Like he of course when he stays with us when he's over here. He sleeps on our couch. But so I get to see all of his suits and talk to him. Like I say, I get to hang out with him. And this is, one of many Elvises that show up. But yeah, actually getting to see everything up close is pretty amazing. I don't know where his tattoo is. It's Elvis related. That's why I wanted to show it. He posts a lot of delicious looking bread. I don't know why it's not in his photos here. Tattoo. Oh, there we go. So, his daughter-in-law does tattoos, and she's pretty amazing. And he just had this done. So, I'm like, this is just really beautifully done. Yeah, I'll definitely Facebook you. I have to find out his main. Oh, Corner Entertainment. I'll find his main stuff out and then I'll do it. Like I said, you can Facebook him, but you can't be his friend. He has quite a few friends. Well, actually, his room, I think he had 5,000 max, so you could Facebook him. He reads books out to kids on his TV, his DJ, his job. Does a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, definitely worth checking him out. Like I say, he does Johnny Cash. as well. And he does impersonate things like Elmo and really comical stuff. He's a really funny guy, like extremely funny. Like, I can't describe him. Like, when you meet him, he's your best friend already. Like, he treats you so amazing. He's really amazing. That YouTube one wasn't his YouTube, but I'll try to find it. I know there's actually links to live concert. We actually have a CD of his that he produced with the orchestra. Who did he produce that CD with? I have three tabs open now. I don't know if I can look up for CD. Oh, he did it with the Blackwoods. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Blackwoods. So that's probably the one that I watched. Oh no, this is inside the concert. So this is live audience. Bridge over troubled water.
When you're weary,
so this is all live music playing.
Feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm old. When you're down and out, when you're on the street.
Trying to get to the chorus, skip through it a little bit. If he has Johnny Cash on here. Oh, here. Yeah, he is. Johnny Cash.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the time that winds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself a little late.
I forget who signed his guitar. He is being signed by a lot of famous people.
Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day's light, I keep you on my mind whole day and night. And happiness I know proves that it's right.
Yeah.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Yeah, I think he has like this from 2016. I think he has different wigs now. The wigs are super expensive, like very expensive. But yeah, I'll send you that stuff, Heidi. It's a lot of fun to listen to. His whole family is really musical, and it's really fun to listen to all of them get together and sing. But yeah, I wish I could play stuff. He's really musical. But yeah, I hope you guys don't mind me sharing that. He's pretty awesome. He's a really amazing guy, like I was saying. Yeah, when he comes here, I actually have to give up like my mannequins and bowls and anything and everything to keep the wig straight to put them on. So, and then he hangs up all his outfits. He has like 2 or 3 of them usually when he comes. And then of course he does a lot of makeup and stuff. I don't do makeup, so after he leaves, my bathroom looks like a teenage girl lived here. I don't mean that meanly, but I'm not used to the makeup residue and stuff all over the place, and it's kind of fun to have him over here though. Definitely looking forward to seeing him this summer. It's been a few years. Oh, I don't need much of an excuse to go listen to Elvis. And like I say, he's actually been in a couple anime cartoon shows, doing different voices and actually getting paid professionally to do them too. I don't know the name of that stuff. Actually, I think one of them was actually famous enough that there's actually like a toy in the stores you can buy for the voice. So he does a couple well-known TV shows actually for kids. I just don't recall what they are at the moment. I think I've done makeup 3 times in my life, and that's not even like full makeup. Just a little bit of concealer stuff for like my wedding and prom. And I think one of my other sister's wedding that I was a bridesmaid. I don't do makeup. But yeah, those competitions are so crazy with the rules. Like everything's judged, like how good you look in your outfit. Like if you're wearing the right outfit for like how old the music is, what year it came out with, and every movement and motion you make while singing. There was actually one year that Corny should have won and he didn't, and there was such an outcry. People started protesting, and he won the next year. I think the judges learned that, he should have won. It's actually been pretty amazing. I was gonna say the only makeup we have is nail polish, but actually we have some kind of black concealer makeup or something that Juan wears when he's a pirate to give himself a black eye. Yeah, hopefully once I share those links you can find some of the other ones that are really good too, but yeah, he's pretty amazing. I try not to say that just because he's a family friend, but honestly in general he's He has had so many jobs in his life. He's been a baker, he's been a truck driver. I'm trying to think what else he's done. He's had a lot of different jobs in his life. It's fun to talk to him about them. Definitely the DJ is what he's been known for. Oh, right. Juan's texting. It's about like you're still live streaming. I'm almost done with mulching this, and then I'll probably call it a stream. Check my phone though. I was gonna ask the same thing. Where is your car from, Michael? I'm trying to think of where 3 a.m. is right now. And I would guess it's from Europe. I don't know. 3 hours is East Coast 9 o'clock, and then I think it's 5 hours ahead of that. Well, so that'd be 2 a.m. in the UK right now, I think, if I'm doing my math correctly. I should have taken a break during listening to music to go heat up my soup. It'll be warmed up by now. Oh, so they're 5 hours ahead from you. Yep. See, I did that. For some reason, I knew they were 5 hours ahead from Eastern Time Zone. I think it's because I watch a British cooking show, so I know when their shows get posted and when they talk about their time zone, how to convert it to mine. I don't know if you watch cooking shows much, Heidi, but there's a good one I watch. They're funny though. They're more funny and laid back than some cooking shows. I made some chicken noodle soup. The actual celery and carrots into it. Usually I make the Mennonite version, which doesn't have celery and carrots, so I know it's odd for me to mention it, but usually I don't make it with carrots and celery in it. The one I watch, let's see, I'm never ever going to get off my stream if I keep looking things up, but I can't resist. It might automatically start playing. Okay. So they're called sorted food. And this guy here is actual chef, and these are like normals, they call them. They're not actual trained chefs. So they do like different kind of cooking battles and recipes versus TikTok and gourmet versions of food and taste testing and budget meals. They have sometimes like well-known people that have other YouTube channels on here. People I'm not super duper familiar with. But yeah, they get kind of addicting to watch. They're funny. Sometimes it's adult humor, I will warn you. But it's definitely funny for me to watch them. If you guys like cooking shows. They do something called Pass It On, where they get like a theme for the day, and then they get like an order to go in, like a random order, and then they each have like 10 minutes in the kitchen to try to make the one dish. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes 15 or 20 minutes. So they will start something, and then they can't write down what they're doing. They can try to leave hints, but they can't really write it out. Like, hey, this is what I'm doing, check the oven, check the fridge, or whatever. So you usually end up with a completely different dish. So you pass it on from one person to the other. And sometimes it's a complete failure, sometimes they pull together a good dish. It's kind of fun to watch that happen. Yeah, you might enjoy it, Heidi. I think it's something you guys both like, because we like talking about food here, so. Only a few more rows to do here. And I'll call it a stream. I'll eventually figure out how not to run into the posts there. Do some measuring and see if I can get a bigger mulcher. Do this in one pass or not. I do. I definitely British humor. But I have to warn people because I'm like, it's not for everybody, right? Some people can't handle it, right? I find it too offensive because the British speak their mind, right? Yeah, I'll send you a whole bunch of links, Heidi. That'll be after I eat dinner, or while I heat up dinner. That takes a bit, so I'll get food on the stove and then I'll send you some links. Definitely takes a while, so I'm kind of glad I started with a small field, and field 5 isn't too big, so if I do another vineyard, I have to remind myself not to do too big a field. It certainly takes a while to do this. I don't want to go crazy and have like all my fields be a vineyard. It's really time consuming. So then after I mulch this, I have to cultivate it. Then I have to go through and spray it all, herbicide and fertilizer. And then after I harvest it, I have to go back through it all and prune it. It's definitely gonna be a little bit of work. Keep up on vineyards. But hopefully I get a decent yield out of it. Right now, oh, there's weeds growing on it, so I have a plus 74% yield bonus. But I need to put herbicide and fertilizer down, and that would jump up to probably 100%. Last pass here. Before I forget, I'll find my cultivator. I have to remember that's what I have to do next. Okay, let me scan the store quickly. I really wish this was all in alphabetical order. Really do. So how big is the one I have right now? 1.5 basically. And I think I could go up to a 3. This is 2.5 and a 3. So I might try buying one of these. See if I can do one pass instead of 2. If it doesn't mess up the rows, like if I don't collide with stuff. But yeah, I'll try that out and see. So it says this is fertilized over here once. Yep. It doesn't have weeds growing over here, but it does over here somewhere. It said weeds. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with this vineyard. But yes, I am going to get off now and go enjoy some good soup. I appreciate you all joining. I hope you enjoyed the sidetracked section we did here. I definitely had a nice conversation going. But until next time, sometime this weekend, be around again. Guys, have a good evening.